Can Zeke deke again? It's a coach. Yourself.
Well, Coach, as you know, being over in Orlando, still a bit warm here in Florida, but really all things considered, a wonderful fall afternoon for football here in Tampa at Raymond James Stadium. Today, we've got a Week 6 matchup for you here between the Dallas Cowboys and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25.
It's going to be a long day. It's going to be a long day.
Now the first carry for Devin Singletary. He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play at second down. Good job there keeping him to a short gain. Of course, he's coming off a really terrific performance, reigning NFC Defensive Player of the Week.
And I know people get caught up in, well, if you're the reigning Defensive Player of the Week, you must have made a bunch of spectacular plays. Like you mixed in a few of those, but most of the plays are just like we saw there. Keep them to short gains, make the fundamental tackle.
And he'll get about 3 here as he's out to the 30.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Here we go, D. Here I come again.
On third down, Winston. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And fourth down now coming up. So the defense able to get off the field here on third down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on third down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
Oh, able to avoid him. Nearly a huge return, as it is. Still a very good one. 24 yards. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Now the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And takes this one across the 35 to the 36, a gain of about 4.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace. And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
It's a gain of 16 in the Dallas first down. First down, and it's Pollard again. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here, because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. So far, 4 plays in this drive, all 4 on the ground. On 2nd down, it's Harris. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. On third down, here's Harris. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th. It's probably a pretty good sign here on the opening drive if your guys from the secondary are coming up and spilling things in the backfield.
How about the adrenaline and aggressiveness that led his eyes to the backfield to run up there and make that tackle, setting a tone early for his defense.
I don't think this will even, nope, it doesn't even get there. Well short, and this will remain a scoreless game. So a bit of a weird kick there. That wasn't an overly long attempt, but that never had a chance.
You almost wonder if he might have maybe got that one on the laces because it kind of knuckled on him a bit. And this one winds up in empty possession.
Now a first carry for Lamar Miller. He's got the first down and more past midfield. And he's finally down at the 21-yard line. It's a big play there for the Buccaneers. 43 yards on the ground. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Winston now. And the catch made by Hilton. And this will be a gain of 6 when it's all said and done. Down to the 15 from the 21. A gain of 6 there on first. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Jameis to throw it. Yeah, he's got it. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. So 3 plays, already 1st and goal, and they are wasting little time. They'll look to run with Singletary. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage. Back to the 4-yard line. Now that sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was. And he's in. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Devin Singletary, his 4th touchdown on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. You'd have to imagine for a team that's lost 3 straight games, scoring first in this first quarter has to feel pretty good.
It has to feel great for them, and also it's a nice signal to the rest of the team because we talk about complementary football all the time. So they've now signaled to the defense, now signaled to the kicking game, hey, we're here to play in this one. We're going to do our part. Let's see if you guys will do the exact same, and we can break this losing streak.
And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. And let's gaze our attention on Ezekiel Elliott. And we check the rushing numbers so far here into Week 6, and the returns have been really good. Now, you're starting to hit that stride middle of the season toward the end. They're certainly hoping they can keep up this production.
They are, because one of the adages in the NFL is that defense travels and defense endures even in bad weather, right? You know what else does? A good running game. And people want that, especially as you head down this stretch. You may play outdoors in some nasty stuff. You're trying to get to the playoffs. This is the time to get it going. And individually, I don't think you should just think about 1,000 yards either. The bar has to be set higher with this beginning.
And he will be out of bounds here on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. On 2nd down now, it's Grant. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a 1st down.
Well, when you're able to break a run against a cover 2 or a 2-deep zone, safeties are back a little ways. What you're counting on is the guys taking care of business up front and then maybe climbing to the 2nd level, that offensive lineman or tight end getting up to the 2nd level and able to block the safety in order to create a big run.
And making those linemen work with a couple blocks. They look good doing it there. This is Elliott. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 13 yards and a 1st down, Cowboys.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
This is Harris. And he'll find his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. On 2nd down, this is Harris. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
On 3rd down, it's Pollard. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the 1st.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
And his kick is indeed good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So he gets a shot at atoning for the earlier miss here in the first half and able to knock it through.
And what a relief for him, don't you think? Because how many games have we done where kickers missed one early and never gotten a chance to atone for it the rest of the game? That's a lot to carry around.
So here are the Bucs to take over on offense. They are trying to snap that 3-game losing streak. On top so far with the football here, 1st and 10. Winston and the Bucs take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll start out on the ground. It's Lamar Miller. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. Now it's a bootleg with Winston. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Winston needing a big play after the sack as he leads the Bucs up on 3rd and long. Now Winston. Well, the 2 men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively, brings up 4th down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
Zeke and the Cowboys ready to begin their next drive. So far, been so good this season. Well on his way, as you see, to a 1,000-yard campaign. Is he almost having the type of year to where you say, let's let him get his and we'll control everything else?
That's one way to go about it. Personally, I go about it differently. I'm taking on the bullet. I've got to because he gives his team an identity and confidence. And if we slow him down, now guess what? Everyone starts looking at each other like who's going to make a play. Because he's made all the plays so far. So I have to go get him first. Build my defenses towards shutting him down.
Good luck. I mean, not many teams have been able to do it. We'll see. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll send you across state to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have all the stats and all the scores from games going on during another busy Sunday in the National Football League. And a minimal gain here as he's up to about the 47-yard line. They'll try and run for it with Elliott. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. Cuts it out to the side. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Cowboys have taken the lead.
Well, if the plan is to come in here and go toe-to-toe with these guys, it certainly does not hurt if you hit them with a big shout along the way, too.
That's got to give them some confidence. And the other thing right now, it quiets this crowd, at least for the time being.
Yeah, that is what is called the intended consequence of their actions.
Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency. Move the ball at least a few times on offense. Get a couple.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Now a throw here on second down, and that's complete. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
The Cowboys going to use their second timeout now as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And taken right at the 35. A tremendous return there, 39 yards. And the Cowboys are going to take over in great position here with a 1st and 10.
Okay, Frank. Check my 45. I got one. Switch.
The first down carry by Elliott. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Shaquille Barrett in on the tackle. On second down, Elliott. And he'll get it down inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. The Cowboys signal for their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. And the Bucs with an extra defender in the secondary now on third down. Operating from the gun, Love. And that is caught, but he will come down out of bounds, says the side judge, incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces fourth down. Still a little bit of time left here in the second quarter, but they do get 3 before the half and expand that lead.
And they have to be happy about that, and we haven't met a team yet that doesn't put an emphasis on trying to get points on the board in the last 2 minutes of a half. They'll be real excited to have those up on the board.
And we shift to spotlighting Mike Evans. They've got to be thinking, how can we get him a little bit more involved here? Second quarter, you're down, and really, he's been out of the mix.
I would agree with that, and oftentimes you hear, well, we're just taking what the defense is giving us, but sometimes that's just not good enough. Sometimes you have to take what you want, and that means getting him the football.
Yeah, so far just a single catch in this game. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
They'll keep it on the ground again here. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. Well, who needs a halftime? Am I right? Let's resume play. That'll be taken in the end zone. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
Let's go.
So here are the Cowboys to take over. Remember, they're riding that 5-game winning streak, and right now in the driver's seat in this ball game as well. Second half starts with a carry by Elliott. And I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. Touchdown, Cowboys. Ezekiel Elliott, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further. He's been having a great game, and that one right there, his best run so far, and it ends with 6 points.
And not only that, in his mind, what is he thinking? Can I get to 200 yards as well? Because he knows he's closing in on it. He may not know the exact number, but the best runners have a feel of what the yardage is that they're compiling, and he knows that he's getting close to that 200-yard mark now.
Well, I'm not sure if they drew that play up to score, but it scored indeed. One play on the ground and into the end zone for 6. This is taken at his 4. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Here comes the Buccaneers offense. They get their first reps of the second half. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down.
Weaving through traffic, and now he's free. The 20, 10, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Devin Singletary with his second touchdown of the game and 5th on the year, as his guys are back within a single score. And those are the highlight reel runs you dream of right there.
When he gets a seam and just gets through it, how about the explosiveness, the burst to get there to begin with, and then once he's in Gallup, good luck trying to track him down.
And those plays so demoralizing for the defense.
Absolutely, because you've done so much work trying to keep people in front of you. When they're past you and behind you, that's a tough one to swallow.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. Ezekiel Elliott gets ready to go again here on offense as he shuffles onto the field. And he's sure looking like a lock for a 1,000-yard season. Don't know if he's going to get it in this game, but he'd probably like to just to get past that point.
Yeah, and if he doesn't, as you noted, there's still time, still opportunity. There's still more games to be played. So, yeah, it's not a lock. But
Ezekiel Elliott going to take it the distance. Touchdown, Cowboys. Ezekiel Elliott, 78 yards. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further. Boy, the action just coming fast and furious right now. If you got up to go get a drink from the fridge, you picked the wrong time. 2 long touchdowns.
Yeah, and that's how you answer a one-play drive with a one-play drive of your own. And you're exactly right. If you step away from the action, my dad took me to a Major League Baseball game when I was 8. I needed to go to the bathroom. Of course, while we're in the bathroom, grand slam home run.
Well, it tends to happen that way, doesn't it?
Yeah, my dad still hasn't forgiven me.
This is taken at the 3. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. Here comes the Tampa Bay offense now heading back out onto the field. And they hit the home run last drive. One play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball. But how about them just taking it big-time jaunt? Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this run game, the play-action pass could very well.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
He's the NFL sack leader coming into the game, and now that's 2 more that he's added to his total.
He wants some separation from spot 1 and 2 in that sack category. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
This is brought in at the 21. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And let's gaze our attention on Ezekiel Elliott. You start prorating these rushing numbers and looking ahead, he could be on pace for a 2,000-yard season. I don't want to jinx him, but what a year to this point.
But you just did.
Sorry?
That's okay. No, he can overcome that.
I'm not apologizing to you.
No.
Okay?
I like your attitude. But you're right. What's got to happen for it to actually occur? Offensive line has continued blocking the way they've been blocking. He has to stay healthy. But also, it's not just the idea that he's going to run the football, but you got to run it against numbers that dictate you throwing the football. Sometimes when you have 6 to block and you only have 5 guys, you've got to block them anyway, and he has to make someone miss as well the rest of the year.
That one good for 33 and a first.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. And only able to get 2 here, stopped at the 30. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. Going to run again here with Pollard. And some room to work. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get them. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the first down on that run. Don't just ask for them. Show them that you're supposed to get the football.
Now a first down carry for Harris. And he's going to work this one down to about the 5. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. They'll keep it on the ground. Harris again. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. Call it no gain that time, as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go. Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. He needed 3. He got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
So 3 field goals that he's hit now. This last one helps him stretch out the lead.
He's been solid, hasn't he? And he lives up to the adage that every offensive coach has ever said to us. We want to end every possession with a kick, right? For them, it's either extra point, field goal, or at worst, a punt. In this case, it's been 3s.
Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. He is hoping to find the end zone for a 3rd time, and we sit now in the 3rd quarter.
And nothing would excite him more, but I think even more so, his offensive line. Anytime you've got a guy scoring that many times, that means
nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
We call that a sack block.
For a rookie first-rounder, he's made a huge impact on this defense, but that tells me that they had a plan for him when they drafted him. Just turn him loose, do what you do best, go get the quarterback.
Now it's Miller. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Needs something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Winston, nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Here's Bradley Pena now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Back now in Tampa. It's Buccaneer football, but they've got work to do. They find themselves behind here to start the 4th quarter. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. To throw is Winston. There's the Penn State man. It's Chris Godwin. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Chris Godwin, 91 yards. As they're now just an extra point away from getting back within 1 score. When you're trailing in the 4th quarter, you got to take some chances you might not normally take, and here, that one pays off big time.
And you have to think to yourself, not only did that pay off big time for them, but what was going on the opposite side of the ball? They know that they have to take a chance here. They know they have to come up with something big, yet it still happens. So credit the execution, but wonder what the defense was doing.
This one taken from the 7. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. Charles, you'd said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they've had an answer for it. They
will run with Grant. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. 11 yards and a Cowboy 1st down. And I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there, and on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing, in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously, but at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well.
They run again with Harris. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. That one, a 1st down pickup of 8.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Here's Pollard again. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. On 3rd down, Pollard. And he'll only get this to the 14 as he'll come up well short of the 1st down. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. And his kick is right there. It's good. And that will extend their lead even further. A big one there. That gives them a little cushion and makes it a 2-score game. Yeah, bled a little time off the clock, put some points on the board. It's not totally out of reach yet, but it has to feel pretty good to them right now because as a defender, you go out on the field and say, guess what? You can put some points on the board, but that won't beat us. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone. And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the 1st down run goes backwards. Working out of the gun, Winston. And Winston lost the football. And the Cowboys have recovered. Brandon, I don't want to violate any of our broadcasting rules by declaring a game over before it's over. But that one, that puts them in real jeopardy there. Absolutely. It was a 2-possession game. It is a 2-possession game at this stage in the 4th. They needed points out of that drive. And obviously now, no chance at all to get those points that they so desperately needed. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. It's a good gain of 11. Sets him up 1st and goal. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got it 1st and goal in a game that appears to have already been discussed. And he will take it in for a Cowboy score. A great play there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Cowboys use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. And for them, this train, it just keeps rolling, doesn't it? Well on their way to yet another victory. Yeah, it's almost a runaway, isn't it? And you just wonder how anyone could stop this. They got full momentum going, full confidence going. But it's not just their own confidence that's leading them. It's the lack of confidence against their opponents now because they see them coming and think, we've got no shot to beat this team.
Let's go. Let's do this.
Now the Buccaneers offense gets ready to head back onto the field. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once.
Under pressure, and they got to him again. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. To try again after the sack. Winston. Now the pressure comes, and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Winston needing a big play after the sack as he leads the Bucs up on 3rd and long. From the gun, Winston. A fight for the football, and it's intercepted. Picked off Byron Jones. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line. Both defenses have had their struggles, but they've been good enough to get them this lead, and another nice play there to help preserve the lead.
It's been a game of punch-counter-punch, hasn't it? All throughout. But this time, the big swing was taken, and it didn't land. Nice play by them on defense.
Throwing to start the drive, but that went incomplete. Amari Cooper, his intended receiver, but it'll be 2nd down. Now it looks like he'll throw here. Looking for Cooper, and it's intercepted. Carlton Davis picks it. Intended that time for Cooper. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds remaining in the football game. Now Winston. And he's got his man Hilton. That one good for 24 yards. From the shotgun, it's Winston. And the Cowboys' pressure gets there this time for the sack. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Another try after the first down sack. Winston. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Winston needing a big play after the sack as he leads the Bucs up on 3rd and long. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. The Bucs forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go. They're going to try for it on 4th. Winston stays out there. Now Winston on 4th down. And Jameis is going to go down in the end zone, and that is going to be a safety. Well, this defense has been smothering all game long. Why not give them 2 more points here in the closing minutes?
Well, they've certainly earned it. They've gotten the better of this offensive line for 4 quarters, and this sack here will just be a little icing on the cake.
And remember, following the safety, you give the football up as well, and they free kick it from the 20 now.
Free kick out of bounds, kicking team.
So they will accept the penalty and move forward.
Let's go now. 60 Pittsburgh. 25. Watch the out. Let's go.
Throwing on first down. Love. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And whistles, and they take their final timeout with 7 seconds left. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Looking to throw. Love. It's caught. Cooper. That one good for 26 and a first down.
Let's go.
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.